All right, I think it is working now. It's showing I got microphone. Now, you know, it might not work when it's on Omni 360 degree. It was showing no mic. And I was asking people in chat if they could hear me, but no one answered. So I got to get rid of them other two videos. Hopefully this ain't too loud. Turn this down a little bit. Yo, Epiphonium, how you doing? All right, we are here tonight. Gonna chill, watch some. Hey, Debbie Fox, how you doing? Gonna chill and listen to some fire here. I don't know. Can you hear the fire, Debbie? Being it's not set on Omni, I might have to turn the fire up a little bit. All right, Delphi and the madness that surrounds it and the YouTubers involved in it. Whew, good God. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Not, I can't believe it, I can tell you that. And I think what we're looking at is a bunch of people that let their egos get in the way of the case, of who was top dog, who was uh, the top Delphi crime solver, whatever it may be. And there's a couple of them out there really going at it, and that are named in the documentation that we're looking at, right? That everyone's been reading on the Delphi. Now, whether they are the ones that are witnesses or have are taking these people to court, or they know something about the Delphi case and are witness to it on um, that one guy's YouTube channel, I don't know, have no idea. We'll have to wait until court to find out what it is. And, you know, now, but what's funny is a lot of people are bringing up good points. Both of these people have been accused of threatening women on their channel. So it's very interesting how this is going. In the Delphi case, here are two people that are supposed to be these great crime fighting channels, but yet people are saying, well, they're all full of crap and they're been verbally threatening or abusing women. You know, I don't know. It's pretty crazy if you ask me. I mean, it has gotten out of hand. I can tell you that. The only, like I said, it's become about all this paperwork and all the madness on YouTube. And what it is not about anymore is Abby and Libby. And now it's become an ego battle, right? I mean, these people have stooped to some lows. These YouTubers having women try and lure men, men trying to lure women, trying to get dirt on them so they can use it against people to get either info in crime cases or just to hold over them, right? Blackmail them or whatever. This is madness. Fake documentation. How do we even know that the paperwork that we are reading in the Delphi case was not produced by the government? It was produced by a YouTuber, creating an illusion, a giant movie, a script right in front of us. Right? They're putting on their own little YouTube crime court. We have no idea if any of this stuff is real, and that's the problem. There were so many leaks, and the authorities were looking for so many leaks that were coming from everywhere. And here's the thing: they did put a gag out order on the case in the beginning, and that was they put a gag order on the evidence, And what else did they put a gag order on? Probably is the family, because it was an ongoing murder case. The police probably told the family, don't talk to nobody till we find out what's going on. I mean, there was probably hundreds of gags. And that's why all these guys in their channels and these people that had these photos of the crime scene were profiting and directing the case. Why? Well, because they had the evidence right there in front of their face on an ongoing murder trial of 2 young girls in Delphi, Indiana. So why are these people in that documentation, court documentation, when they themselves, some of them, had photos, and that was against the law? They were stolen photos. They belonged to the property of the people of Indiana, the court system, which is the people's. Stolen merchandise leaked to the YouTubers. Why? Did they want to corrupt the case? Is that why they did it? Or did we just have somebody pay a lot of money to somebody to go into a building and take photos of a crime scene that was ongoing? Not a year ago, not 2 years ago. A couple of these gentlemen knew about the crime scene and exactly what was in it 4 or 5 years ago. We all been led on a wild goose chase, a lie. But truth be told, I can give you 2 people's names right now that had YouTube channels that were talking about sticks and carbon and trees and all kinds of stuff way before all this leak stuff came out. And that's the cover-up, is some of us ain't standing down. And we know these guys, not like I said, not a year ago, not 2 years ago. We're talking 3-4 years ago. They were already talking about this stuff. No, they did not get it right. There was no carving in the tree. But what there was blood on the tree. And all they did was manipulate the words a little bit. No, well, there was carving on the trees. Well, we don't see that on the YouTube streets in the photos. What we do see is blood on a tree. See, so they knew about this. Now, yes, there was sticks. And they were talking about that 3-4 years ago on a couple of these YouTubers' channels already. They got it right. There were sticks involved, but not like they were talking. They were talking it was all gory and the girls were penetrated with sticks. Well, they got the sticks right. But see, what they did was manipulate the story a little bit. So it made like, oh, well. And then we actually have a couple of these YouTubers on their channels that they deleted all the videos from. But you know as well as I do, them videos have been found, claiming that they solved the case pretty much already and they knew exactly what the crime scene was. But not a year ago, folks. Not 2 years ago. 4 years ago. And some of these people are the ones that are named in the documentation that we've been reading in the Delphi case. Now, does that make sense to any of you? Does it make sense to any of you? Why these people's names are in this documentation? For one, I would say they were the ones that possessed the photos, stolen photos, and was producing them to other YouTubers to see, which was a crime itself, passing pedophiles. Now, a lot of you are going to say, well, they were photos of a crime scene. Yes, but there was 2 young girls. One of them was naked. No, why did they do it? Did they really want to corrupt it? Or were some of these people getting off on reliving the crime again? We don't know. Is my volume too loud? Does it make sense to any of you? I know I'm not smart. I'm not a lawyer. I am dumb. I'll admit it. I do have a disability. But the only thing left for me to do is sit here on this couch and hope for dreams and good things and try and help somebody, even though I myself have a disability and growing old. And I'm just like everyone else. I would like to be loved. I would like to have a good YouTube channel, but I ain't going to bend over backwards and create fake videos and paperwork, lies. I have never on this channel threatened to hurt a woman. So I think some of you guys should change some of your channels. And I know you're passionate. You're heartfelt about it. We've heard from Greeno. We've heard from a couple of these people. It's just they love this case so much. And I'm telling you from experience, from somebody that has a disability himself, you folks, a couple of you's got serious problems and you need to take medication. Your egos have gotten in front of you. Your illnesses have gotten in front of you. And you've pushed Abby and Libby aside, even though you've been there every day covering it. Every day you've made up a new killer, a new person, a new document, oh, he was the leaker. They were the leaker. We on this channel, at least I should say, I'm more worried about the people that did it. And we'll figure out all the paperwork later after we convict the killers and the people that orchestrated this madness. This will be no glorious day for Indiana when it comes to court. If anything, this is the laughing stock of the YouTube in the whole United States. Justice system has been put on the chopping block. I know it sounds dramatic, but the truth be told, it's a zoo. 7 years have gone by. It could be it could be Santa Claus. It could be anybody. We don't know. We don't have all the facts. Ron or Richard Allen, bridge guy. Possible. Possible. Acted alone. Possible. At the wrong place at the wrong time got framed. Possible. Was there, knew about it. There was evidence and DNA there of him there. That's possible. Might not have worked alone. Might have been other people on The Voice. That is possible. And I think we know a couple of them ourselves. We've already made calls. And that was the thing. Everybody was now focused on Bridge Guy and forgot about the voices. When the police came out and told you, we're looking for this guy on the bridge, but we also want you to concentrate on the voices. And we haven't heard all that recording, and we're hearing 39 seconds of it. There's plenty of more recording left. How many more voices on that recording? Not sure. I haven't gone through it. I've gone through what we know, what we've heard. I picked and made calls on my decision. I do believe one of them is Chadwell, Brian James Chadwell, on The Voice. The other one, not sure. Not sure yet. Was the video and was it edited? Not sure. Could be two voices, could be edited. One of them, I do believe, my opinion, and just a theory, is that it's Brian James Chadwell. Now, whether it was edited, created by someone else, but one of them voices is his. So the madness that surrounds Delphi, it's real. It's real. We really don't care who's the best YouTuber. We don't care who knows more than the next person or who knows more than a lawyer. What we care about is justice and finding the people that did this before they do it to other people or other children. Now, you all have great channels out there. All you can do is voice your opinion. People come in here and say, I'm an idiot. You're right. I don't know this. You're right. I'm no pro. I'm giving my opinion and my theory. There's no law against that. So has Delphi turned into a zoo? Well, if you ask me, yes. When the authorities are asking for people to go out and corrupt the case, if it was authorities or just YouTubers, or to try and get dirt on people to use, so they stay on top with their YouTube channels and be king of the hill, or just have a grudge because someone don't buy their story and think they're full of crap, which I've done many a times to YouTubers. And they've done it to me. Doesn't mean that these people should be doing the things that they've been doing. Showing photos of women, threatening women. If they don't do this, they're going to show photos. If they do, they were going to kill the women and their children. And some of these YouTubers. Now, we don't know if it's true. It's hearsay, right? You got one person saying one thing. You got another YouTuber saying another thing. We don't know what's true. We know it's been said. We know we've heard it out of their own mouths. We've asked, are you guys making movies? No, this is, they're not. It's not scripted. It's all real. All right, well, they ain't making movies. It's not a soap opera, is it? But it's turned into one. And the only ones that have suffered, once again, is probably the family. And definitely Abby and Libby. Right? And, I'm upset myself at a lot of these people because they're trying to say, well, you're bashing the family if you talk about them. No, you're not. Nobody has been cleared. And it is, if you are going to be a good investigator, if you don't look at the family and the friends and everything surrounding the family, then you ain't a real investigator. You have to, whether they're innocent and had nothing to do with it, you have to keep an open mind. So these other YouTubers, every time somebody brings up something about the family, everybody flips out. You're going to bash the family. No, we're not. The family is actually suspects. Nobody has been cleared. It's an ongoing case. I'm not saying it's right to bash the family, but these people have the right to ask questions. That's their right as YouTubers, as a couch potato investigator, is to look at everything. Even family, even friends. Yes, that's what the real authorities do. And they should. Look at all the cases we are being looking at on YouTube of the families killing their own children or friends killing their own friends. And you're telling me you wouldn't look into the family or the things that were going on around the family at that time, or maybe before, or the situation that some of these people were talking about? I don't know. I probably would have if I was running the show. I mean, I probably would have been asking questions and digging deep. You had these YouTubers that were saying they were working for the family. Then you had the family come out and say none of them were working for the family, and they wish they would have took the videos up. But yet they made their viewers think that they were hired by the family. some of them lying, making calls to doctors, police, saying they were somebody they weren't. How do you think this case is going? Horrible. And some of these YouTubers, if you don't agree with them or you're seen in another chat, they automatically think you're there for nothing. Listen, I'm neutral. I'm worried about finding the killers and the sickos that did this. There's talk about some kind of a snuff film or some kind of a sick film, right? I mean, come on, folks. You want this stuff to go on another 7 years? This is madness. It needs to be nipped in the bud, right? This case will go on for another 7 years if it has to. If this was what we thought it was, and there was many involved, some kind of a sick ring, sick club or whatever they were saying, gang or whatever. We didn't say it. They said it on their own videos. We called them out on it. Oh, they dumped all their videos. They dumped them all. And a lot of their channels. I've had most of these people in my lockup. And that's no joke. Under all the counts. Let me see what my chat has to say. Am I out of line? I'm just voicing my opinion on the Delphi stigmata curse or whatever it is. Right? I cannot see how we're so concentrated on still these leakers. You don't have to watch it. I don't have to watch it. But I'm saying as a thing, it's still an ongoing case. We should still be deep diving in who was all the people on the recording, the voices, how many were involved. And yes, you got to look at the family because now people are saying something ain't adding up with the family. Oh, did you know this? One of them turned state's editor, or turned informant, and was in some kind of a club, meth and all that. Whoa, did you know this? Did you know that? Well, yeah, we knew it because they were saying that in the beginning of the case. Did they know that? Did they come out and start talking because they felt the case was going the wrong way? Is my volume up too loud? Can anyone even hear me? Does anyone even care? I'm depressed. But like I said, it'll probably be another year before we see any real progress in this ATS news. They're just going to trial for a certain thing to see who was the leaker or if he's capable of handling to be tried, being a cuckoo. Does Bridge guy look like Richard Allen? Yeah, kind of. But the photos that they have out in the video, I can't say 100% that's him. I'm not saying he's not involved, because you know why? The police would have never picked him up if they didn't have 100% some kind of proof that Richard Allen was at that spot. It might have seen something, or might have been the killer, or might have been involved. I'm not sure. I'm concentrating more now on the voices. I made my pick. I made my calls too. Everyone's made their calls. I do believe one of the voices on there is Brian James Chadwell. And I've said that a long time ago, right? Long time ago. And no, he was not in jail when the Delphi murders occurred. A lot of people came out and attacked me and said he was in prison. No, he was released right before the murders. Not long before the murders, he was in that area, and he was on social media talking about how he lived underneath bridges. He knew Delphi Bridge, and he belonged to some club, and he manipulated his viewers into thinking that him and his club that he talked about were good people, and if they ever hurt any kids, they would kill them. But yet the police caught him red-handed with a 9-year-old girl chained up in his basement. They